This news update is brought to you by
This is the 6 p.m. Barbados Day update for Monday, August 11, 2014. A warm welcome to you. I'm Kamar Jordan. Good evening. Officials at regional airline LIAT are this evening assuring Barbados that there's no need to worry. This after a major shakeup in its commercial department in Bridgetown. The changes have resulted in the decision to move 6 of its commercial jobs to Antigua. Former Chief Commercial Officer Lisa Paris Rudder has also been demoted. She's no longer on the airline's executive management team and will now report to the new interim Chief Commercial Officer, Lloyd Carswell. The company has also created a new position of Customer Service Manager for Barbados, but that role is yet to be filled. When contacted today, LIAT's head of corporate communications, Desmond Brown, said the changes will make the commercial department more revenue-focused.
You're going to bring sharper focus to revenue generation because you're, if you notice, all of these positions were being managed by one person, essentially. And what you have done, you have divided the department into 3 parts so that you have one person who is dealing with revenue management and network planning. There's just one person this is their sole focus. There's another person who is dealing with global sales and another person who is dealing with the sales and marketing and the customer experience.
In other news, the president of the Barbados Economic Society, Jeremy Stephen, is not at all surprised about the island's latest credit rating. On Friday, the international ratings agency, Standard & Poor's, affirmed its BB- long-term sovereign rating and its B sovereign rating for short-term ratings for Barbados, while maintaining its negative outlook on the island. Stephen is not at all surprised by that report, but more concerning to him is a recent recommendation by the International Monetary Fund, which suggests that the government needs to widen its tax base.
But what we do acknowledge is that the tax base, maybe it has been an issue where our tax base has not been wide enough, or rather the tax collection has not been efficient enough. And we do applaud the IMF for recommending ways that we can go about efficiently collecting from the tax base. But with that being said and done, we would hope that the exemptions that are cut would not stymie any major amount of consumption, because Barbados is still in the short run a consumption-driven economy. It will not stymie any well-positioned investment or well-intended investment in the economy. That's all we have to say with regards to that.
A St. Michael mother is seeking answers following the murder of her 20-year-old son, Romario Yarde. Yarde succumbed to a gunshot wound to the chest at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital after being dropped off by a number of unidentified men yesterday. His mother, Jewel Drake, says her son was not a bad person, but he recently got caught up with the wrong crowd. She wants to know why Yarde, who is her 5th of 8 children, was murdered.
No, what happened? What caused it? What happened? Nobody tell me to know. I just can't. How to bury a child? How to eat children and no son? He was the 5th child. They deserve to be shot. They had to shoot me to the
National Hurricane Center announced Sunday morning that a new tropical weather system has formed.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
In sport, the days of recycling senior players in the West Indies cricket team may soon come to an end. That's because new West Indies Selection Committee convener Clive Lloyd is now placing his focus on the development of young players to revive West Indies cricket. Lloyd says in order for the region's team to move up in the International Cricket Council's test rankings, emphasis must be placed on honing the potential and talent at the under-19 level. Since 1995, the Windies have been slipping from their once lofty position in world cricket and currently sit at number 8 in the ICC test rankings, ahead of only Bangladesh and Zimbabwe. Lloyd says this must change. To regional news now, Haitian police are on the hunt for prisoners who escaped during a jailbreak yesterday. So far, 10 prisoners have been recaptured, but lawmen say they are unsure how many of the 899 inmates at the high-security prison in the northeast of the capital Port-au-Prince still remain at large. A police spokesman says armed men raided the facility yesterday in an apparent attempt at freeing Clifford Brandt, a businessman who's been behind bars on charges of kidnapping at least 2 children. Government has offered a monetary reward for information leading to his arrest. Reports say at least 2 security guards received gunshot wounds during the attack, which occurred just before noon. Further afield, the United States federal experts today launched an investigation into the police shooting of an African-American teenager over the weekend. The probe follows overnight unrest in Ferguson over the death of 18-year-old Michael Brown. We get more now in this CNN report.
The victim's friend says they were walking together when Brown was stopped by a police officer. Witnesses say the teen had his hands in the air at the time he was shot and killed. But police tell a different story, that Brown instigated the altercation, physically assaulting the officer while in his car and struggling to take his gun. The unanswered questions sparked people to take action.
We out here, we hold it down for the community, Caucasian, African American, Asian, everyone. It doesn't matter what color you are. Get out here and support your people.
Police made several arrests, several hours of insanity, for the moment distracting from the greater call for justice.
And that's our 6 p.m. Barbados Today update. We'll be back again at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Until then, you can log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, or like us on Facebook for more news and sports. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. I'm Kamar Jordan. Have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
This news update is brought to you by